Welcome back to 785 Park Place. This is the final video. I wanted to show you the end product. I know you guys have seen, the start from when it was grass and there's trees, and here we are. It's finished. And I just want to tell you guys a little bit about kind of my vision behind this space. I got it as a little piece of dirt, 3,380 square feet, small, and I wanted to build something architecturally significant, something that felt like a little art piece in the city, and something that hit you when you came into this neighborhood, which is Grandview Heights. On the west side, this is the first major corner of the neighborhood, kind of one of the main arteries through and how you see the neighborhood. So when you get to this stop sign, I wanted something that you looked over and you were like, wow, we've got the curved glass, and we also have the railings in, and I want to tell you about all the challenges, but also show you all the beauty of this little 1,700 square foot house. Let's check it out. So as we come in the home, this was probably like the key feature of the house, this room. It was the curved glass, and everybody notices it from outside. Had so many neighbors go by and say, it's amazing, it was worth the wait, because it did take a long time to get this glass in. This glass was probably one of the most challenging things I've ever done, because nobody made the glass in the frame, and I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't know what I didn't know. But the final product is awesome. To come into this room, and this whole thing is curved, and you have this indoor-outdoor feel as these hedges grow all the way up. It's just gonna form a wall of green, and you have, once again, 10-foot ceilings, and I had to have this little Art Deco light, which to me is very Art Deco, and you have to have those pieces mixed in this house. But I have some two cozy chairs here from West Elm with a little table in between. And this area, I really envisioned it for not just you come into the home and you're welcomed by it, but it's something you could use every day. You could have coffee here in the morning, read a book. You could have wine or a drink here in the afternoon and be talking with your spouse or your friends. So it was really a kind of a nook space in the house. It's like, and such a creative space where I feel like if you want to have people over, they're going to immediately be taken back by this little space here. So, and off of that, I built in this bookcase, white oak to match the kitchen, and it felt like something I just had to do. You don't have to do it when you're developing. It costs extra money, but it's what makes a house feel custom. And to me, I would want it. I built this house as I would want it. And so this was one of the features I would want. And I had to have the LED lights that you could dim down at night. Right now it's staged, but I could see it with a bunch of great books that I want to read. And I also wanted to do it to break up this hallway, because it's not huge, but it's the main hallway of the house. And if I was living here, I'd put art here on the left side, and I had to have this to create some warmth in this white hallway. Kind of one of the cool features, and a feature that as we brought people through the house, they're like, oh, that's really cool. All right, guys, here we come to the main space of the house, and the heart of the home is the kitchen, right? And so I wanted the kitchen to be impressive. I wanted it to look expensive, be expensive, but I needed it to feel symmetrical. And I spent a lot of time with the cabinet company shifting this around. Originally, the pantry was supposed to be here. We ended up putting it over there in the hallway because I needed this to feel symmetrical. This cabinet and that cabinet kind of end capped the kitchen, and I wanted this to be the star of the show, a 36-inch G Cafe range, a custom hood. We've got the pot filler here, and I wanted the white oak, the warmth of the white oak on the coquina floor. So that was important to me. We did these huge 48-inch tiles throughout to just kind of give a seamless South Florida vibe. Inside here is a built-in G Cafe microwave, and it's the only other white piece in the kitchen. And then we have the dishwasher here built in, because I wanted this and the fridge built in. I didn't want white popping off those. I wanted those to blend in, right? So I did that. I put some rejuvenation handles on here. They were not cheap, but they looked really nice, and that's what I wanted. We created this island. I wanted this island to have a cool, almost like a furniture type vibe. We did the light countertops. I wanted the countertops to be classic, something that didn't get old in 2 years, and this veining inside of it pulls from the warmth of the white oak. So for me, I don't like too busy of countertops, and I want something that's gonna look good in 5 or 10 years. Also in the kitchen here, we have the lights above, which with the farmhouse sink below and an awesome, this is a Studio McGee Kohler collab on the faucet, and it has presence to it. And so this whole space is kind of a vintage kind of throwback. It's farmhouse, so it's not Art Deco, but it's a classic, kind of in a classic time period, right? And then I wanted the tile, I didn't want it I wanted to blend but have a little bit of pop to it, nothing too bold, but we took it all the way up the wall. It just gives such a nice background for the cabinetry, for the gold fixtures, and works really well with our countertop. And then over here, we also did do the Studio McGee Kohler collab as well on the pot filler. We did glass here on these cabinets because I wanted that to lighten up the kitchen. It would have been too heavy, I feel like, if those were just wood. Also, as a nice little touch, things that most people don't notice, I did these little pop-out outlets. There's 3 plugs, and they just seamlessly, when you're not using them, you don't see an outlet. So it was just one of those little touches that you don't have to do as a builder. It costs extra money, but it really makes the house feel well designed. All the rest, as far as drawers and storage, there's plenty of it. There's all this underneath the island. And we wanted, once again, I had to have symmetry. So I kind of designed it with that in mind, and I love it. Coming right off the kitchen, we've got the dining area. And a few considerations about it. First of all, I kind of made this last minute decision to banquette it. I felt like it achieved 2 things. It got us away from the kitchen as much as possible, because when you're in 1,700 square feet of a whole house, you got to be creative in every square inch that you use. And number 2, the banquette just gave the whole thing a vibe. Like, you could be here with your friends. I see dinner parties happening here. You can just eat normal breakfast, but this whole space gives you, like, someone can be in the kitchen, some people can be in the kitchen cooking, someone can be here having wine, some people can be here just talking, hanging out, some more people could be in the living room, and you're all in one space, but you could have different conversations going and just a real fun vibe. Another thing about the space, it's encased with windows, so it's kind of awesome. You're looking out at the fountain in the pool. This is all green. These hedges are gonna grow super high, and you're just gonna have a lot of greenery mixed with the blue of the pool. It gives a great feel. So, and then as we go over to the living room, and we got to pass the bar cart, you know. It's got, if you want a little drink, it's close to the table. So that's intentional. And we come over here, and once again, like I said, it's all one space. You're hanging out. We put I did a Samsung, the art TV, so that you could have just prints. It could look like art, or you could be watching TV. Had to have this leather couch from West Elm. Love it. Just wanted something with that mid-tone leather feel. And the rug, I wanted it to feel like parts of South Florida. It has the ocean, has the sand kind of vibe. Once again, going along with that very coastal modern, which was kind of the vibe here, but we did some throwback stuff, some vintage, classic, Art Deco, farmhouse. So it's kind of all mixed in there, using today's finishes, but in a way that's not gonna feel old in a few years, right? So one of my favorite parts of this living room is right here. It's just this little nook. I can imagine, you know, waking up and having coffee here, reading a book here. But this is a space that just feels comfortable, and I love Porsches, so put a Porsche there above the chair. It just accented it really well. And you're looking out at the park over here. This is a great corner of the neighborhood. People walk through here all the time, and a lot of people from this side, you know, walk their dogs, and if you have kids, the park is right here. So this space in general, light, bright, big windows, tall sliders. The sliders fold out here all the way onto the pool. You can either come from this side or you can come from this side. And yeah, it's a great feeling space. This space was built for entertaining. Okay, so as we move from the main living space, we come back into the center of the home. We have our main storage here, which actually goes under the stairwell. So it's actually, the storage starts here and it goes all the way back to the front of the stairs, which people love. In a smaller house, you need storage. So people love that closet. Put the pantry here. I mentioned it when we were in the kitchen. It wasn't jiving, and this was just a perfect solution. I took a little bit of space out of the laundry and put it into here. and gave ourselves a perfect pantry right off the kitchen. And I carried the hardware in the house throughout, you know, the rejuvenation handles, etc. Yeah, and as you come back into here, we have the AC, nothing too exciting there. And then we did build in the laundry right here in the middle, you know, side by side, storage over top. And then our first bedroom is here on the left, which is our only downstairs bedroom. So it's perfect for an office, it could be a guest room. And then we did build a full bath right off of it. So this bathroom was special to me because it doubles as the powder room for the whole home. The vanity was super important to me, how it looked. And we carried the countertops for all the vanities from the countertops of the kitchen. It just flowed better with the whole palette. Did an all glass shower here. Once again, carried all the gold through. The rain head shower coming down is awesome. And the green tile, it just has a feel like you're almost like you're outdoors, like outdoors is coming in. And I guess that's carried by having a window in your shower, but definitely with the greenery outside, the green inside, the window and the rain shower head, this room came together and just had a really cool feel. People have responded like crazy to this. And right over the vanity here, and definitely, once again, carrying the gold and the mirror. I didn't want like the cheesy mirrors, you know, I wanted a nice mirror, and this was the biggest thing is I wanted these sconces. I wanted the sconces that felt like Art Deco, that had that little bit of like throwback to the Art Deco era. So that was important to me down here, and we carried it throughout. The master bathroom and in the second bathroom, they all have sconces, and they all have that kind of Art Deco vibe. One of the things I knew you'd hit as soon as you came in the door is the staircase, and I wanted it to make an impact too. And so once again, little details make the house feel custom and feel good. One of them was having this. It was a pain in the butt to find this and to curve the bottom, but I just felt like I had to have it with the curves of the house. This was like carrying that architectural detail from the outside inside. Matched the white oak and did these kind of, they feel vintagey to me, the iron rod. So as we come up the stairs, I want to show you upstairs as well, but I just wanted to point out that that is a part of the impact of this room as you come in. So here we are at the top of the staircase, and continued obviously the detail from down below, and created this like a little nook for a desk. If you didn't want to have to use that office or that bedroom downstairs as an office, this was the perfect amount of space to have a desk, have a little, you know, you could have a little shelf up above and get it out of your way, especially if you had children and you didn't want to suck up a whole room for an office. So it was just one of those little things that I think adds livability to the home. So if they wanted to create storage here, they could create storage here, very versatile. And then on each side here, we have the second bedroom on this side, master on this side. So let's do the second bedroom first here. As we flow into the second bedroom, a few things to note. One, both bedrooms have these massive balconies off of them, which really make the whole house feel awesome, because you have the indoor-outdoor vibe and feel, and they're very usable. So we put in French doors here, lots of glass in this room, very bright. We've got 9'6" ceilings up here. Each bathroom, I wanted it to have its own feel and its own kind of vibe. So this one, as we come over here, we have the checkerboard floor that just felt so good in this house. Brings the vintage Art Deco vibe into the house. Once again, not in an overwhelming way, because I've seen Art Decos that are super overwhelming, but this just gives a classic, timeless vibe to the house. And once again, we put the white oak on it, which flows with the house, the gold fixtures. We did a pill-shaped mirror and a sconce to me that feels very Art Deco. We have some blue tile here over the bathtub, which I wanted to do one bathtub in the house if someone has kids. But we put the tile in such a unique pattern that most people I don't think have ever seen. It's the same tile from downstairs and that was in the green, in the blue. So once again, part of developing a home for me, the home should feel cohesive. It shouldn't feel like you go into a bunch of separate rooms and they feel like completely different houses. This house all feels together. Okay, so here we are in the main front balcony, and this is kind of the normal size of the balcony that you would get in like a condo or something, but we have this. And this is like one of the coolest features of the house. It goes with the curved front of the architecture of the home that gives it that distinct Art Deco style. This space is very usable. You could have huge couch here, chairs, plants. I would probably do maybe a little roller shade that comes down for the days like this where it's bright in the middle of the day, but The key time to be using this is in the afternoon. In the afternoon, in that last hour of the day, the sun is setting right over there. It's a vibe. It's kind of like a treetop view with the sunset. And usually when I'm showing the place, people come out here and if we're in that time frame, they're like, wow, I just want to hang out here. I want to bring friends over. So cool space and usable. So as we go from the second bedroom and the balcony over to the master, just a few things to point out. 8-foot doors, they feel nice and tall. And we didn't do the little air bypass thing at the top. Instead, my GC made me this cool little box built into the ceiling that lets air pass from room to room. As we come in, just a few details, you know, once again, gold, I had to have gold in the doors, and the rejuvenation handles everywhere that actually match the kitchen. We have the vents, the linear vents that we put in everywhere. We have a huge slider. This room is basically, it has 3 windows plus a huge slider, so lots of light, and it leads out to an even bigger terrace space than the front. So as we go into the master bath here, this is one of the stars of the show. You know, there's the kitchen and then there's a master bath. And for the ladies, you got to impress them with both. So here I started with the flooring, which was the dolomite. It's a, you know, a marble dolomite. Instead of going with porcelain, went with the expensive stuff. And once again, it just carries like class. It's very timeless. I wanted that vintage look, the Art Deco vibe. So once again, this flooring is a nod back to that era. And as we come in here, we did a custom walnut vanity and carried the countertops from the kitchen, did the Kohler faucets, and we did rejuvenation, mirror and sconces. Then over here, this shower has a mood to it. I had to have, so this is one of those like something a little trendy with something classic, but it's not something trendy that I think will look dumb in a few years. I think it just feels good. We have these huge 16-inch vertical tile green with a lot of variation in it. We've got the Kohler rain shower head and all Kohler fixtures. A little nook for the for your soap and all that. And once again, for the ladies, last minute call, had to build in a bench because I'm married of 20 years. I know they need a place to, you know, shave the legs and stuff like that. And they don't want to get their hair wet all the time. So even though I did an overhead shower, rain shower faucet, I did a regular one. So the feel here in the master, it was a vintage, but kind of trendy, both kind of brought together. And another little detail here, little things that, you know, when you're building, when the person that comes doesn't see the end, just sees the end product, they don't think about all the things that went into it, but just placement of windows. Like I made them move this window because it didn't center right on this doorway so that the light could get through to the master closet. So just little things like that make all the difference in the end product, feeling good, feeling like the design was very thought about. And in the master closet here, we went with a linen finish to complement sitting on the white oak floors, and just carried the gold handles and the bars to just finish it out in a cohesive way. So as we come out into the balcony space off the master here, which is even, I think, bigger than the front, especially right in here, it's 7 or 8 feet wide, so you could already have furniture here, and then you have this huge space over here. And this space, I feel like, can be very private. It has a little nook here, so you could have a couch and side tables and plants and all that, and I could see using this in the morning. And like I said, it kind of, the wall itself hedges you back here with a little bit of privacy. And I want to talk about these railings. These railings were fun to do. I had a vision for wanting these Art Deco inspired railings, and nobody really made them, so we had to have them made, and they took about 2 months. But they came out really good, and they came out a lot like the rendering, to be honest. If you see the rendering and you see these, you're like, yep, those are it. So something that feels like it should be on the house, and it came out awesome. And then below here, I think every guy thinks about, can I jump in that? I do. But we have the pool directly centered underneath here, and you can hear the running water as you're sitting here. It feels good. You can look down and see the blue space. And so this is just a great area to hang out, you know, once again, morning, afternoon, and it's a little bit more private than the front. And as we come out to one of my favorite spaces, last space I want to show you, the pool. Everybody wants to hang out here. So some of the idea I had for the pool, first of all, this is a small lot. It's only a 3,380 square foot lot. So just to be able to have a pool, people are like, I don't think you can get a pool there. We got a pool. Not only that, I wanted it to feel like it kind of sat almost level off of the house. So it's very symmetrical to the house. And I went with a very light blue. I wanted that blue feeling. So we carried the tile actually from inside the kitchen, and we have the same tile in blue out here. So there's a bit of an indoor-outdoor flow from that tile. And it really puts off a pretty color. I did the grand entrance stairs, and I did a bench on that side. If I was using it, I'd want to hang out there with friends, have some drinks, be listening to the water fountain, and it's just kind of a, you know, kind of a community hangout area. The stone, I wanted it to feel similar to the inside with like a coquina kind of vibe or a organic shell vibe. I didn't want it to differ too much from the inside, so we carried that stone feel out here and surrounded the whole pool area with it. And so I could see some lounge chairs here. These hedges, these little baby hedges are gonna grow and one day be like 12 feet, and this is gonna be very private and very much surrounded by green. So this will be a space to enjoy, to have friends over and hang out in, and I love how it came out. It's a wrap on this project. It's been a long journey. It's been actually a 2.5-year process. The first part of it, there was a lot of planning, and then architecture, and then the actual building, and it took a lot longer than I thought, and it was a lot harder than I thought, but I'm super happy with the final product, and I know that every time I come past this corner, I'm gonna look at this house and I'm gonna be proud of it. And by the way, we sold it. So I'm really happy for the new homeowner.